I swear I just filmed a haul. It feels like yesterday, but hey, I'm back with my monthly haul for the month of May. So let's kick it off with makeup because that is probably the most interesting stuff that I have. And I did actually buy some makeup that isn't just skincare this month. The first thing I picked up was this Reese's Pressed Pigment Palette. And I must have probably grabbed it about a month ago, but it took forever to show up in the mail. So it kind of comes like a candy wrapper and the palette's on the inside. If you've seen my video, I think from a week ago, I did a try on of this palette. So this is the Reese's Pressed Pigment Palette by Hip Dot, a brand that I am not really familiar with. Honestly, I don't know much about them. I don't know if their products are good or bad, but I did enjoy this enough. Let me first open the palette so you can see what's in here. So there are 6 eyeshadows. 3 of them are matte, 2 of them are shimmer, and then there's this pressed glitter in the middle, which honestly, huge disappointment. The color itself is really pretty. I was not expecting to enjoy a brown glitter. It just doesn't sound that interesting to me. But the color itself is really nice on the eyes. The problem is that there's just something wrong with the binder in that pressed glitter, and it was starting to like cause the eyeshadow underneath to like break up. So really not impressed with the pressed glitter in here and kind of disappointed because it basically means 1 out of the 6 shadows is unusable to me. I did really like how the mattes played out, and I do actually really like the color story of this. I feel like it's really, you know, representational of Reese's as a brand, which by the way is my favorite chocolate bar. So I did like that, and I mean the palette is like 16 bucks, so it's really not that expensive, but I think I paid close to $20 in shipping, so kind of hurts a little bit. And one of the drawings about this palette was that they said that it smelled like peanut butter and chocolate. It doesn't, okay? Well, honestly, it smells a little bit better now, but when I first got it, it smelled just like cardboard and glue, and I was like, ew. Now, there's a really fake, bad, artificial chocolate smell built in there, but I certainly wouldn't buy it for the scent alone, let me tell you. So I thought this was a cute little palette to pick up, probably mostly because I love Reese's cups so much. Not sure I would totally recommend it based on the fact that that glitter is just completely unusable as far as I'm concerned, but the shadows themselves that I did use are quite pretty. I then put in a Sephora order this month because I wanted to pick up the Natasha Denona Zendo palette. Never owned any Natasha Denona before in my life, but I was curious to try this palette out because I was actually quite intrigued with the eyeshadow selection in there. This was not one of her more expensive palettes. I know some of them range up into like what, the $250 range, and there's some ones that I believe that are like this size too that are 150 bucks. No thank you, I've not spent that kind of money. This one was around $70 or $80, and I think I had a $25 off gift card, so I felt a little bit better about it. So this is the Zendo palette, and on the inside you have a mixture of quite a chunk of warm tones, but also some cooler tones over here. Depending on the pictures that I saw online, I was either really intrigued in this palette or kind of iffy on it, because the lighting, depending on the picture or the person who was taking it, changed the look dramatically of this palette. In the end, I did decide to pick it up. I was mostly drawn in by this red shade in the center, which will draw me into a lot of eyeshadow palettes. But I was curious about the Natasha Denona formula. I am wearing it on my eyes today. I did try it out in the video that you would have seen if you watched it prior to this haul. And I do like the shadows. They are pigmented, they are blendable, they're lovely to use, but are they any different than any other eyeshadows on the market? Didn't really feel like they were, but I am still happy that I picked this up. I do want to try more looks with it. I've only tried the one that I'm wearing right now because I feel like I would get a lot of use out of the more warmer tone shades, because I don't normally tend to do shadow looks that have like warm on top and cool on the bottom, but I wanted to showcase as much as I could of this palette while trying it out for the first time. There are some really intriguing duochromes in here that I wasn't expecting. Some of these colors look rather kind of, you know, regular shimmery colors when you just look at it, but the duochrome shift on some of them is really, really nice. Yama down here is kind of like a peach to gold with a slight hint of green reflect, really neat. Aura over here is a nice coral to bright orange type color. And then Luster is surprisingly vibrant. Like that's actually a little bit more pumpkin-y orange than I was expecting. Just looking at it, it looks sort of like a bronze, but in practice, on the finger anyway, when I swatched it, really, really impressive. So I do like the palette, but I've only had the one look of my eyes so far with it. Also in that order, I picked up some lash glue because I was out of everything else that I had. I had been using House of Lashes glue, but I've kind of gone back and forth on if I actually like it or not. This last tube was great. The one before it was garbage, so I don't know what's going on there. And I would have repurchased it, except for the fact that Sephora doesn't seem to be carrying House of Lashes lash glue anymore, so I don't really know what happened there. So when I was searching for lash adhesive on Sephora's website, there weren't a whole lot of brands available, but I think I typed lash, was it glue or adhesive? And it didn't give me enough options. I think there were like 3. So something's wrong with the keyword search on Sephora's website, because I know they have other brands that offer lash glue. Anyway, the one that I ended up picking up is the Sephora Collection Brush Tip Lash Adhesive. And unfortunately, I made the mistake and got one in black. I don't tend to like that because if I screw up when putting on my fake lashes, then I'm stuck with like a black mark somewhere in my eyeshadow and it's gooey. It doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's really frustrating. So I would have preferred to get a clear one, but hey, c'est la vie, that's what I ended up with. This was like 10 or 12 bucks, which is really reasonable. I did not want to be spending like $20 to $30 on a lash glue because I just think that's obscene. It's just not necessary. What I like about this, it's got a brush tip. I can't with the like squeeze up ones anymore. Duo did that years ago. They probably still do. I'm not about that life anymore. I want a brush tip. But what's nice about this one, aside from the fact that it has a brush tip, is also the fact that this is a squeezy tube. So it's not like a hard plastic where I can't get like all of the product out of here. Like if I eventually get down the tube in this, I can just squeeze it a little bit and more will rise to the surface. So I really like that. I did try it out for the first time today. I was pretty impressed with how well it actually held my lashes in place. The only thing I can't always tell with black lash adhesive is when it's actually dry enough to put on the eyes. You know, with the clear ones, you get that sort of like pearlescent shift to it that you know like when it started to go tacky enough to put on the eyes. With black, I have no idea. So I just kind of guessed that after about 60 seconds, it's okay to put on my eyes. Anyway, do enjoy this so far, but really wish I had bought like a clear one instead. So with that Sephora order, there were some coupon codes and some good like point perks, so I picked a few of those up. I got 2 mini mascaras, which I'm really happy about because honestly, mini mascara lasts as long as a full-size tube. Okay, fight me on it if you want, but in 3 months it will take me to go through one of these mini tubes. Is basically when I'd have to throw it a full size anyway. So I got the new Tarte C Surfer Curl. Don't know anything about this mascara, but I'm a sucker for snapping up any mini size mascaras at Sephora, and this was a new one to me. The brush didn't look too big, which I think was part of the intrigue for me. There was a lot of samples that either had hourglass shaped brushes or large ones, and no, not for me. And the other one I grabbed is the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara. I love this mascara, but I have never purchased a full-size tube because it's so expensive. So I always get it when it's in a mini tube. I think this one's fantastic. It's got a smaller brush. It's a plastic bristle brush, I believe, and it really combs through my lashes quite well. So really happy that that was on there. Was it an offer thing or was it like a 100-point perk? Well worth the points if it was a 100-point perk anyway. Oh, okay, I think these were the sample sizes. Okay, this is ridiculous. I don't normally show my samples because they're not really that interesting, but I have to discuss these mini sizes of the Benefit Precisely My Brow. Okay, first of all, I struggled on these because they don't actually tell you the color that you're getting when you're ordering them, but because they were the free samples, I was like, well, whatever, just put it in and hopefully it's like within the 2 or 3 shade range that will work for you, which is basically, I think, 1 through 2.5. Anyway, these are a 3 and a 4.5, so they're definitely not going to work, but I'll give them a shot. But the reason I want to show these to you is just how tiny this little sample is. Okay, so I'm looking at this going, okay, that's small, but I assume there's some sort of twist-up mechanism in this. No. What you see right there, and I hope I can get this to focus on it, what you see right there is the total sample. There's no twist up, there's no nothing. It is a single use sample. It's so tiny. I can't believe how small this thing is. And honestly, there must be so much more that, oh, I can see it, it's kind of translucent. There must be so much more that goes down into the tube in order to hold it still, except you'd never be able to access it because it's it doesn't twist up. So this was highly entertaining to pick. I do really like the Benefit Precisely My Brow, but these things just made me laugh so much because they are so stinking small. Okay, that was it for the Sephora order. Let's move on to some Jojo's bath bombs, and I've got quite a few of them. So I've mentioned Jojo's bath bombs before, but I'll just run through who she is and what she does before I get into this haul. She's an indie bath bomb maker out of Ottawa, well, close to Ottawa, and she puts out collections roughly every month, and I go bananas for them every single time because they are so freaking good. Unfortunately, this time she ran out of her label maker, so a lot of these don't have names on them. So I'm going to be referring to my phone and her Instagram to get the names of them for you guys. All right, starting this off, this is the first one that I have. This is the Copper Coconut Bath Bomb, and it smells like coconut, sea salt, musk, sugared vanilla, and amber. And it's one of the more, I was gonna say less extravagant looking bath bombs, but it's still freaking stinking pretty. And it's just got like, I don't know, it looks like silver drizzle on top with a bunch of rocks. A lot of these I can't smell through the plastic, so, oh, I can smell vanilla and musk there. Okay, that's really nice. Anyway, snap that one up. Then I've got this Watermelon Candy Bath Bomb, scented in juicy watermelon, oranges, and berries. I am a little bit curious about how I'm gonna like the scent of this one. I am not a fan of fake watermelon scent. I find it to be quite gross. Like the, what was it, Hubba Bubba gum and watermelon flavor, like that kind of taste, or like watermelon candy. I can't stand the flavor of that, but this was so cute that I didn't want to pass it up. So I'm hoping I like the scent on this, but it might be my own fault if I don't. This one doesn't seem to have a name that I can see on her Instagram, but it is a tulip shaped bath bomb. It's like yellow on the sides with like hot pink sprayed on top. The glare off the packaging's kind of ruin it for you, but I don't want to take it out of its packaging because I'm going to be keeping them like in my closet for a while until I can get to them. This one just looked so freaking pretty. This one is the Aloha bath bomb, and it's got like what she calls bubble icing on top, and it's always like piped on really prettily. Is that a word? Prettily? It's got a nice little pineapple soap in here, and then she's even like cut off a little bit of a paper straw to put on top. And then I've got this big chunker here, which is scented in raspberry lemonade. It's actually kind of two bath bombs. Like you can detach the top one if you want and separate it from like the big yellow round bottom. Raspberry lemonade is a scent that she's put out before. I've had it in bubble bars and I quite enjoy it. So I'm happy to have it in this large size format too. And I mean, I love these big bath bombs. Next up is the Holly Rose Bath Bomb, and it's topped with the soap. Like this actual rose piece up top, or flower type piece up top, is a full size, well, I was gonna say full size soap, but it's more like a soap disc that you can just like take off. I love her soaps, by the way. Her handcrafted soaps are the best. So this one is scented in citrus, mangoes, grapefruit, and pineapple. Ooh, oh, that is super fruity. Getting a lot of pineapple off of that one. How come I can smell this one so much more than all the other ones in plastic? Anyway, that's a big one. She also did like this bath bomb set that came in a separate box that had 4 different bath bombs in it. It was called Let's Go to the Beach, and honestly, I just bought it for myself. It was a gift box, but like I wanted all of them. So inside it are like this little sun hat that I hope you can see. The glare, it's so unfortunate. When I'm filming with this ring light in this sunroom, the light is so strong that when I look in the viewfinder, it can be hard to see. And I always wonder if you guys can actually see what I'm seeing or if it's too bright. But anyway, I digress. This one's a little like parasol sun hat. And then this one is a little bathing suit, which is really quite cute. Then there's like a beach bag here. And then this cute pair of flip-flops, which are really sweet. By the way, I've had people ask how come her bath bombs change color when they're in the bath, because like when you look at this one, it's like a pale orange type shade, right? Well, she puts these colorful segments inside the bath bombs, and then that's the color that comes out when you're putting it in the bathtub. And I'll show you an example because they're not always obvious. You can see that there's a hot pink segment right in the middle there. So when I put this in the bathtub, that hot pink is going to dissolve into the bath water, and it is so gorgeous depending on what color she's put in there. I also have the Flocking Fabulous Bath Bomb, which is just a white bath bomb with a little flamingo on top. This one smells like fresh ocean air, light floral, and hints of musk. Oh, it's the Ocean Mist scent, which I think is the same as one of the soaps that she's done before. So got that one. And then this one is really pretty. It's a Seashell. It's the Seashell Bath Bomb, which is scented in sweet cotton candy, lemon drops, raspberry jam, sweet caramel, lily of the valley, and soft musk. She's got it marked as pink sugar. Is that like one of the Lush scents? I'm not sure. Anyway, some of these are just so friggin' beautiful. I discovered that she actually like hand paints these. I don't know what I thought she did before. Maybe I thought she like, I don't even know. I don't know. Like just the fact that these are hand painted is kind of, I mean, that's time intensive. Then I've got this one that's shaped like a flower with a few tears. This is scented like country lemonade. Anything in the lemonade scent family I'm so excited about. I can't smell this one though, darn. Anyway, this one's cute. I love the large format ones too. I mean, I keep saying they're all cute, but they friggin' are. And then she was also selling like a mini size bath bomb, which is just like shaped like a drink, which was the same one that appears like on top of this big one. And then I've got these bubble bar scoops, which are a lot of fun. This one is the grapefruit and mango bubble bar scoops, scented in ripe, fresh citrus, mangoes, pineapple, jasmine, and rose. And what it comes with is like 4 little ice cream scoops that you can throw into the bathtub. I would say though that you really only need one of these scoops if you want to have a lot of bubbles. And if you have jets in your bathtub that will like make even more bubbles, probably only use half a scoop, because I used one of these in another scent that I have from her the other day and the bubbles were everywhere. There were so many of them. So there's a lot of power in these bubble bars. And then I've got 2 more items that I think she threw in as like freebies for me because she knows I'm such a fan of them. The first one here is the donut wax melts. They smell like caramel, cinnamon, and pumpkin swirls. One of my favorite scents by her. She came out with them sort of around the Halloween season, and I was like, you need to bring these back. And she did, and I'm so happy with them. I've got others burning in the same scent in my bathroom right now, and I'm happy to have even more of them. And then she sent along a mini of the Cocoa Rose Bath Bomb, which is truly one of my favorites from her. It, again, I say this every time, it looks rather innocuous. It's like white on white with a little rosebud on top, but it smells so good to me, and I'm always happy to have more of them. Okay, so that's it for Jojo's bath bombs. I did put in an order at well.ca because I needed some heel care cream. I've got nasty heels, okay? I can get heel cracks pretty easily. The only thing that really works for me is dermal therapy heel care cream. So I was drunk one night on the weekend, putting in my order at well.ca, and look, I don't know what happened, but I thought I had to hit $100 for free shipping. That is not the case. It only needs to be 35 bucks. So I ended up ordering a whole bunch of things thinking that I had to hit a minimum shipment amount. And it's fine because I will use all these things up, but man, I definitely did not read the fine print very well. And the stupidest thing is that I forgot to order the dermal heel therapy. So I don't even have that product, but I've got $100 worth of other products here instead. It was a night, okay? It was a night. So I've mentioned recently that I am running low on my Gliss leave-in conditioner for my hair. I use it as a detangler, and it just works really well to make this super ridiculously long hair that I've got right now just easy to comb through. Gliss doesn't seem to be available anywhere in Toronto that I can find, or anywhere online. I've checked Amazon, and well.ca doesn't have it, Shoppers Drug Mart doesn't have it. They just don't have it, okay? It's not in existence, or at least not for a reasonable price anywhere. So I was like, okay, order a whole bunch of leave-in conditioners and figure out what you like. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leave-in conditioners. Okay, it's extreme. So let's kick it off. The first thing I have here is the Honest Co. Honest Detangler. Never heard of this brand. I don't think it's the Jessica Alba brand because that's just called Honest Beauty. This is the leave-in conditioner. Plant-based ingredients, hydrating, lightweight, sweet orange vanilla scent. So that's the first one I got. And I got all of these that were sort of in like the $10 to $12 range because I do not want to be spending a ton of money on a leave-in conditioner because I go through it relatively frequently. The next one I got here is the Cake, the Main Manager, Totally to Die For 3-in-1 leave-in conditioner. Got that. I have like the Cake brand before. I haven't used a ton of their stuff, but what I did use, I did like. I am expecting this to smell like cake. Let's see. Not like cake. Smells more like autumn. How bizarre. Like crisp leaves type thing? Strange. The next one I have here is the Kristen S. Weightless Shine Leave-In Conditioner for all hair types, detangling, softening, and strengthening, moisture sealing, shine enhancing. Wow, could they have any more things up on here? Contains zip-up technology. What? Our proprietary strengthening complex designed to zip up split ends while targeting weak areas of the hair. Okay, sure. This is a big old bottle. I like how big this thing was, and I do not think it was expensive, so I am anxious to try that one out. I then have the Druida Detangler. Never heard of this brand before. This bottle is filthy. What happened to you? This is a leave-in conditioner with cotton flower, instant detangling, certified organic, anti-frizz. Never heard of this brand before in my life. I honestly just typed in leave-in conditioner on well.ca and then just went ham, okay? It was nuts. I then got the Sunbum 3-in-1 leave-in conditioner. I have used this before. I got sent it in PR 4 or 5 years ago. I don't remember using it. I'm sure I went through the whole thing, but I don't remember what I thought of it, so I picked up another one. And then lastly, I've got the John Frieda Frizz Ease Daily Nourishment Leave-In Conditioner. Nourishes and detangles to help hair resist breakage. That's the last one I got. So I have plenty of hair detanglers to try out. Hopefully I like at least one of them. And then I was also, you know, looking for more things to add to this $100 cart that I thought I had to get to. And I ordered some Live Clean stuff. I love Live Clean. I love their foaming hand soaps. They're some of my favorite ever. And I was so excited when I saw that they had a new pink grapefruit scent, and I was like, yes, add to cart. I got it, and it's dish soap. It's not hand soap. It's like, what is going on? If I'm being gentle to myself, I will say that the packaging on this is very similar to their foaming hand soap, and then that's how I screwed up. And it's very hard to see sizing online, but I mean, I could have just read that it said dish soap and then known that it wasn't a hand soap. But anyway, I now am a proud owner of the Live Clean Pink Grapefruit Dish Soap. I like pink grapefruit. I'm excited to use it. I just wanted it in a hand wash format. And then I did actually get one foaming hand wash, which is by Live Clean, and this is their aloe and agave hand soap. I've never used this one before. I am eager to try it. I'm a big fan of their holiday hand soaps, and the, I think is it cherry blossom one? Smells incredible. Love it so much. And just to show you how I kind of like mentally screwed up here. So this is the hand soap. Here's the dish soap. The shape of the packaging is so similar. And I mean, I know that top on top is not the same, but still, like, I can see how, you know, drunk at 1 in the morning, I thought they were the same thing. Okay, moving on to some other things. So I mentioned a few months ago that I bought some Oats overnight because they had done a collaboration with Christine from Simply Nailogical, and I like her, was curious about the product, wanted to support her, yada yada, so I ordered it, and it took forever to get to me. Easily like 6 weeks from the US, even though I paid for like FedEx shipping, which makes no sense to me. I had to pay for duties on top of it. The cost per package for the Oats was not really that good. It was probably like $4 or $5 per, which is kind of a lot of money for a breakfast, you know, meal at home. But I have to say, I used all 24 packages that I received that one time months ago, and I do really like the product. So I was like, okay, I want to order more. Even though the price is a little bit up there, I can afford to splurge right now because I'm not really doing anything else. So I put in another order, and I decided to get the peanut butter one, which I'd had before, the birthday cake one, which I'd had before, and then they had like a pumpkin spice one, which I was intrigued by. So I decided to get like 8 packets of all that. I will say that I do not like the mint chocolate chip cookie that Christine collaborated with them on. I think it actually is quite gross. I'm not a fan. So I ordered another 24 packs. It's expensive, fine, whatever, spent the money. All they sent me was the peanut butter one. Okay, I received an 8-pack of the peanut butter one. I contacted them immediately to say, hey, where's the rest of the shipment? More politely than that. And they said that they would send a replacement out. So I'm very conflicted on this brand, okay? I love the product, okay? I love the fact that I can take one of these, make it, you know, in a shaker bottle overnight and have something to drink / eat for breakfast on days that I want to go for a run, because the protein count is quite high on this. Per pouch, you're getting, oh, where did it go? You're getting 20 grams of protein, and there's 290 calories in this. So if you add a cup of milk. It's like, you know, add another 100 calories for 1% milk. I like it. I think it's a good meal replacement, although it practically is a meal, for days when I want to do physical activity on my lunch hour. The product is great. There's something wrong with this company though, okay? Like, even though they're delivering a great product, their communication, while good, they're relatively quick to respond, they honestly don't seem to know what's going on a lot. So I had a problem with my first order, and the tracking they sent me was bogus. Like, it didn't work. I contacted FedEx and I was like, hey, I've got a number, but I can't seem to find it on your website. So I gave them a number and they're like, oh, the company has to provide you something else because we're not allowed to release that information to you. And I was like, the hell are you talking about? Like, this is my tracking number. Doesn't make any sense. So I had to go back to the company and say, your tracking number doesn't work. I've been in contact with FedEx. They won't tell me where this product is. Supposedly it's somewhere in my city and they made a delivery attempt, but no one knows where this thing is. So Oats Overnight, this company, had to give me another tracking number and locate it at a postal office somewhere in downtown Toronto that was relatively close to me, that I had to go to, even though I didn't yet have a postal slip. So I don't know quite what's going on because I paid per FedEx shipping. Now, there's some sort of agreement between FedEx and Canada Post where even if you're paying for FedEx shipping, it gets transferred to Canada Post. I don't know what the hell's going on, okay? If I pay $20 in shipping, I don't expect to have to deal with Canada Post. You know what I mean? So that was a weird situation to begin with. And then to have this package, my second order with them, get screwed up where they only sent me a third of the products that I ordered, I just don't know what to make of them. And I know this was supposed to be a haul and not like a rant about this, but I'm so conflicted in my head because I like this product, but it's too expensive and the orders have never gone right. And I've only placed 2 orders. So like, what the heck do I do? So yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know if I want to continue ordering from them, but at the same time too, I really like these things. So yeah, I don't know. But that's just a word of warning. If anybody's going to be ordering from Oats Overnight and you're in Canada, don't expect this shipment to go smoothly because it has not so far. And I still don't have 2/3 of my last order. Okay, let's move on to something else where I'm not complaining about Oats Overnight for like 5 minutes straight. I started reading a little bit more this past month. I have a huge to read pile in my library or on my bookcase, and there's probably 10 books there that I bought ages ago and I just haven't gotten around to reading. But in the last month I started reading more and I was like, okay, I'm really excited by this. I'm reading stuff I'm interested in. I want to keep this going. So what did I do instead of finishing the books that I have in my to read pile? I bought more because that makes sense. Anyway, I bought 3 books. I'm excited to own them. So I bought 3 books. They are all in hardcover or hardback because I much prefer a hardcover to anything else. I really am a snob with books in that respect. I do not like softcover books whatsoever. I find them, I don't know, to be less precious. It sounds weird. But one of the authors that I'm reading right now has created a series that started with Pillars of the Earth back in 1989. It's called the Kingsbridge series, I think. Knightsbridge, something like that. I'm reading the 3rd book in the series right now, and I discovered that he put out a 4th book, and I was so excited. So I decided to pick it up. The author is Ken Follett. This is the prequel to the Pillars of the Earth, which I read quite a long time ago. Don't remember the story that well, but I remember loving it. And that's usually my impressions of I'll remember either loving it or just not liking it. And I wanted to read more by him because everything he puts out, I really enjoy. And I am currently reading the 3rd book in the series and really enjoying it. That being said, these are all like 1,000-page chunkers and I'm only 300 pages through that other book, so it's gonna be a while until I get to this one. But these are set in the past. They're set in like the 1500s. I think the current book I'm reading is probably, is it 1600s, 1700s? Not quite sure. But they are like historical fiction. There is a focus on some history, but it tends to be more like the interconnectedness of people during those times in relatively common roles, I guess you could say. And they kind of touched history a little bit, but not too much. Really like that kind of storyline, and Ken Follett writes some amazing books, so I'm excited to get to that, you know, in 5 years' time when I finally get to it. And then I wanted to pick up a few books by an author that were more like I hate the term chick lit, but let's get real, it kind of is, or what would be called a beach read. So I picked up 2 books by Jennifer Weiner because she has written some books that I've really enjoyed in the past. This first one is All Fall Down. I do not remember what this one was about, but they tend to be about women who are going through something in life, and it can be either a life lesson or a little bit uplifting, a little bit more bubbly, and I tend to like that kind of stuff. I can pump through a book like that like in a few days, especially, yeah, this one's got like, I don't know, 350 pages. It's pretty tiny. So I wanted to grab more by her because I have enjoyed her in the past. It's just been a really long time since I've snapped up anything by her. And then I got another one by Jennifer Weiner called Big Summer, which, judging by the name, I think probably almost unequivocally a beach read. So yeah, I just wanted to, you know, have something a little bit lighter because I feel like the books that are on my bookshelf right now tend to be heavier reads. I've got like 2 or 3 books in the Game of Thrones series that I should really read, but honestly I'm dreading getting to because I've watched the series. I'm so annoyed with the ending of that series that I don't really want to read the books now. I never read the books before watching the series. So kind of put that off a little bit. And yeah, that's sort of where I am with my books right now. Okay, I've been talking for ages, but I have 2 last items to talk about, and they are kind of technology things that I've been using for like my computer and for gaming. My headset recently that I used to talk to people like on Discord died, like just died. And I decided to pick up some new ones, and I decided to pick up the same one that I had before, but I also wanted to get another one that would be perhaps a little bit better quality. So the one that I've had for ages, and I would actually recommend it because the quality is fantastic. They tend to last for like 8 to 10 years at a time, so no real complaints there, is by the brand Koss. You can buy them on Amazon or you can buy them directly on their website. This one in particular is the SB-45, and it comes with a line in for the microphone as well as one for the audio. The headset quality is really good on the microphone. The audio quality, I honestly am not very good at picking out whether something is better than others, but it does sound great to me. The microphone quality on this is fantastic. Sometimes people can buy cheap microphones and they don't sound really good. This one is fantastic, and I can confirm that because I have used much more expensive headsets and my voice to other people sounds the same, which cannot be said about a lot of people who try out different headsets, and then you can hear that their voice has changed. So this is about a $40 to $45 headset that I have used multiple times over the years, and I would highly recommend. They also have a lifetime warranty, and I know that sounds like utter crap, but it's actually true. So if you get a headset, use it for 8 years and it busts, you can actually send it back to the company and they will send you a brand new headset. And I have done that in the past, but this time I was just like, look, it's been 8 years. I don't want to deal with the hassle of sending it in a pair of headsets to get another one back. So I just bought a new pair. This, however, is not the pair that I'm currently using right now. I'm keeping this as a backup in case anything should happen, because I really didn't have any backup headset. And when you're gaming and your stuff goes down and you don't have a backup headset, you're screwed. Like, what the heck are you gonna do? So I'm keeping that as a backup for now because I know it works. But I did decide to splurge and get a better headset. And honestly, it took me a few tries of trying different headsets out to figure out what worked for me and having to send them back to Amazon, because not everything fits your head the same way. And I had picked up a headset that whenever it sat on the top of my head and I moved a little bit, it would slide forward. And I don't know if it was like the tension on the ears or that the band itself up top, but it was just not working out for me. So I ended up returning that one. I think it was a Samsung one. Logitech? Doesn't matter. Don't know why I'm telling you the story. The one I am enjoying right now, though, is this one by Sennheiser. It's the surround sound gaming headset, GSP 350. Unlike the Koss one, this only has a 2-year warranty. This was about, I think, $150, which honestly was way more than I wanted to spend on a headset. But I have found that this is more comfortable to wear over long periods of time in comparison to the Koss headset. And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with it. So this is the headset. Pretty standard. It's wired, but I pulled the wire out so I could show it to you guys. Let me just tuck my hair behind my ear before I put this thing on to show you. And it's just really great. It's not the most attractive looking thing in the world. I can't believe how big the gaps are right here, but the microphone comes down like that, and there is a audio swivel on the side so you can change the volume on the headset, which is really nice because in general, I've not had that. I always had to like play on the computer with the actual volume, but I can just change it here, which is fantastic. And if I'm not talking to people, I can always just swivel the microphone up, which is fantastic. So this has turned out to be really, really good. I enjoy the size of the ear cups too. Like they're not, you know, too big or too small, and my ear perfectly fits in there. So I've been really happy with this. And it doesn't slide around like that other headset that I mentioned was doing. And I wanted to mention it too because I have kind of struggled with finding a headset that would work perfectly for me. I liked that Koss one for years, but it did hurt my ears a tiny amount because I feel like the ear holes weren't quite the right size for me. These ones are, and this has worked out really well. Okay, and that is it. That about covers me off for my haul for the month of May. There were a lot of products in here, and hopefully you found the variety interesting. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.